Welcome dear students. I am Dr. Aditya Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Dayanand College, Hisar. Today we are going to discuss on topic red rot of sugarcane, causal organism, symptoms and control. This video is prepared under the aegis of Directorate Higher Education Haryana for undergraduate botany classes for BSc first semester. Man is directly dependent upon plants for his survival because plants are his prime source of food, fibers and drugs. Plants are also important to man because they utilize carbon dioxide in photosynthesis and releases oxygen. When a plant can carry out its physiological function to its best, it is supposed to be a normal or healthy plant. These physiological functions are normal cell division, differentiation and development, absorption of nutrients and water, ascent of sap, reproduction, etc. When the plants are disturbed either by pathogens or by certain environmental conditions, and one or more of these functions are interfaced to a certain deviation from the normal, then the plant becomes diseased. The plant disease are the result of the interactions between host and pathogen. The pathogen is the agency which causes disease. The disease is classified according to major causal agents such as non-parasitic, parasitic or viruses. The disease incited plant parasites are bacteria, fungi, algae, phanerogames, etc. Here we will focus on a plant disease, red rot of sugarcane, which is caused by a fungal pathogen, Colatotrichum falcatum. Today you will learn about fungi, plant pathology, red rot of sugarcane, historical aspects of plant disease, distribution, symptoms, causal organism and control measures. Fungi constitute a large and diverse group. They are eukaryotic, spore-bearing, achlorophyllous organisms that may reproduce sexually as well as asexually and whose filamentous, branched and somatic structures are typically surrounded by cell walls containing chitin, cellulose or both of these substances with many complex carbohydrates. The study of fungi is known as mycology. Greek word mycos, which means mushroom, and logos, which means discourse or study. So mycology, it is a study of mushroom. Founder of science of mycology is Pier Antonio Micheli, and the father of modern mycology and plant pathology is Anton de Berry. Father of Indian mycology is Sir Edwin John Butler. Now, what is plant pathology? Plant pathology is intimately related to the health of plant and the production of crop yields. It has special relevance in agricultural countries like India, which are fast developing and where much still needs to be done in the modernization of control measures against this plant disease. Plant pathology is also named as phytopathology. Phytopathology is the study of disease of plant and covers the entire field of biological and scientific activity concerned with the understanding of this complex phenomena. Phyton means plant and pathos, it comes from a Greek word which means suffering, and logos, which means study. The study of suffering plant is generally known as plant pathology. Plant pathology is that branch of agricultural, botanical and biological sciences which deals with the study of nature, development and control of plant disease. Plant pathology is both science and arts. Science of learning and understanding the nature of disease is science, and diagnosing and controlling the disease is an art. Disease, being a complex phenomena, is difficult to define in few words, but Stockman and Harrer in 1957 defined disease as physiological disorder or structural abnormalities that is deleterious to a plant or its part or product that reduces the economic value of the plant. A disease develops when environment, pathogen and host are favorable, then the disease grows to its fullest. Disease development refers to a series of events which occurs between the time of infection and complete development of the disease. When host on which the disease occurs, pathogen which cause disease and environment are favorable, the disease can develop to its fullest. The objectives of plant pathology are classified as etiology, pathogenesis, epidemiology and control or management of plant disease. The study of origin, cause or reasons, study of living, non-living and other causes of disease or disorder in plant is known as etiology. And pathogenesis is the study of mechanism of disease development, that is process of infection and colonization of the host by pathogen. This phase involves complex host-pathogen interaction. They study the interaction between the causal agent and diseased plant in relation to environmental condition is generally known as epidemiology. The development of management system of disease, land reduction of losses caused by them is known as control or management of disease. There are different methods for controlling the plant disease like cultural methods, chemical method, physical method, sowing of resistant varieties, etc. Red rot of sugarcane, it is a very common disease of sugarcane. It is a serious and destructive disease of sugarcane. It occurs in tropical and subtropical regions of the world where sugarcane is cultivated extensively. In India, it occurs in most of the sugarcane growing states, particularly Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab. It may be asked why it is necessary to have a historical account of plant disease. A study of history of any science helps to make the subject clearer. By studying the history of a science, we get a better perspective of the subject. We come to know the contribution made in that field, the problems that were encountered, and the manner in which they were tackled. We can follow the guidelines set by the previous scientists while studying a particular branch of science. Historically, this red rot of sugarcane was first reported in 1893 from Java, Indonesia. Red rot name was given to this cane disease by Sir E.J. Butler in 1906. The disease first reported in India in 1901 near Godavari Delta of Andhra Pradesh and epidemic in 1939 to 1940 in eastern UP and Bihar state of India. As far as the distribution of this disease is concerned, it is common occurrence in all those nations where sugarcane is grown at large scale. This disease is undoubtedly the most serious and destructive in India. It is of common occurrence in all those countries where sugarcane is grown on large scale. This disease is found in all the sugarcane growing states of our country. It occurred in destructive form in eastern UP and northern Bihar between 1939 and 1942. And in these years, very extensive existence of sugar industry was threatened. Saccharum officinarum is the host, or it is commonly known as sugarcane. The importance of sugar in human diet needs no introduction. Sugar is produced mainly from sugarcane and sugar beet, and more than 75% of world's sugar comes from sugarcane. Host is sugarcane. An organism that harbors or supports the activity of a parasite is known as a host. In red rot of sugarcane, the host is sugarcane, and the pathogen is Braddotrichum falcatum. The sugarcane has been in use for good making since prehistoric times. Sugarcane, the Saccharum officinarum, is a perennial grass in the family Poaceae, grown for its stem, which is primarily used to produce sucrose. Thick, tapering stem which is clearly divided into nodes and internodes. The leaves are tubular and blade-like, thicker in the center than at the margins and encircle the stem. Sugarcane may also be referred to as novel cane and originates from New Guinea. Symptoms are the sign or evidence of disease or disorder. The diagnosis of a disease means the discovery of its identity of nature. Symptoms are the outward sign by which a diagnosis is assisted. In red rot of sugarcane, the sign or evidence of disease occur. First external symptom is that the upper leaves of a shoot begins to wither at tip and withering process down the margin. All the parts above ground are being infected, but symptoms seen on the stem and midribs of leaves. Stem completely rotted within, the rind loses its bright color. Black dot-like structure also appear on these shrunken internodes. On splitting open a cane, tissue are found to be reddened. As disease progresses, pith gradually dries up, changes to brown color. Dark reddish area develop on midrib. Dot-like acervuli appears near the disease node, and cane light in weight and easily broken. The pathogen responsible for red rot of sugarcane is Bladdotrichum falcatum. Causal organism, it is an agency that incites a disease. As far as the systematic position of the pathogen is concerned, it belongs to division Eumycota, subdivision Deuteromycotina, class Coelomycetes, order Melanchoniales, family Melanchoniaceae, genus Bladdotrichum, and species is Falcatum. The teleomorph is Glomerella tupuaminensis. The fungi causing the disease occurs in two stages. These are asexual stage, which is called anamorph or imperfect stage, and perfect stage, which is called teleomorph or the sexual stage. The fungus, after entering into the host tissue, grows rapidly, producing inner and intracellular septate mycelium. As a result of host-pathogen interaction, the host protoplasm changes its color and a gummy dark red material oozes out, filling the intercellular spaces of the cell. The soluble pigment present in this ooze is absorbed by cell walls, producing the typical red rot of sugarcane. The hyphal finally produce a large number of chlamydospores and they can persist in soil for a long time. The conidial stage is that where the pathogen produces its conidia from conidiophores arranged in acervuli. These appear as minute spores, black, dot-like bodies on the surface of host under favorable environmental conditions. Acervuli are rounded or elongated. Brown-colored seta are interspersed between conidiophores. Conidia are borne on small conidiophores and are falcate or sickle-shaped. The conidia are sickle-shaped. It is a characteristic feature of this fungi. The perfect stage was first reported by Carvajal and Edgerton. Perithecia are globose and produced on various parts of the host. Asci are numerous, hyaline, 8-spored, clavate, thickened at the apex, and the ascospores, they are aseptate, hyaline, straight or slightly fusoid ellipsoidal or ovoid. The number of spores inside the ascus are 8, which is a characteristic feature of Ascomycetes. The paraphyses are numerous, septate, unbranched with granular content extending along the ostiole. The disease cycle. Colatrichum falcatum from sugarcane is capable of growing saprophytically in soil and producing acerbulae. The fungus, however, does not survive in the active stage beyond 3 to 4 months. This has been ascribed to the competitive and antagonistic features of associated soil microflora. Sugarcane has no dead season, and this limited survival for a few months may be sufficient for the carryover of disease from crop being harvested to a new crop. The pathogens are produced chlamydospores and they can survive for a long period in the soil. There is not sufficient evidence that indicate the perithesis stage is very common in India. However, if this stage does occur, it may be one of the major means of survival of the pathogen and also for the sudden appearance of newer races of pathogen. Diseased seed sets are the chief means of survival and spread of the pathogen. When such diseased seed sets are sown, they give rise to infected shoots. When such infected shoots appear in the field, secondary infection is caused by conidia. Conidia are sickle-shaped in the gradrot of sugarcane, which are produced in acerbulae and transmitted through insects, wind, and water. The mycelia grow in parenchymatous tissue, but spore can migrate through large ducts in the vascular tissue of the stem and leaf midrib. These structures show the ascus, and these are the ascospores. High humidity, waterlogged condition, and lack of proper cultural operation result in weak growth. Continuous cultivation of the crop year after year and cultivation of susceptible varieties of the crop and the buildup of inoculum resulting in epiphytotics. The principal method of controlling plant disease are avoidance, exclusion, eradication, protection, immunization. In order to eliminate all the impediments to maximum production of food, it is imperative to control the spread of plant pathogen by cultural, chemical, and by breeding disease-resistant varieties. Here we will discuss about different controlling method to overcome the effect of this disease or to reduce the infection of this disease. First one is cultural methods. Cultural method can be classified into various steps like inspection. The crop should be thoroughly inspected several times. Infected plants should be destroyed by burning them. All the plant of a single stump should be destroyed. Next is avoid waterlogging. The waterlogging of the field should always be avoided. And prior to sowing, the sets should be duly inspected. And practices of sanitation should be adopted. Crop rotation of 2 years should be practiced and discourage ratooning. It should always be discouraged. The rotation of crops after 2 to 3 years is also very useful. Physical method. With a view to eliminating the inoculum present in the seed material, heat therapy is prescribed. Hot air treatment is also recommended for this disease. Divergent views have been put forward on the success of this therapy time to time. The next is the cultural methods or chemical methods. Seed treatment with organomercurial such as erythane, agalol for 5 to 10 minutes deep helps only in eradication of superficial inoculum. Bavistine and therum could reduce the incidence of infection. Set treatment with thiophanate methyl for 12 hours is also recommended. The next is resistant varieties. The best means to control the disease is to use resistant varieties. Saccharum spontaneum is the chief source of resistance, and several disease-resistant varieties have been bred at Sugarcane Breeding Institute, Coimbatore from time to time. Some of the resistant varieties recently produced by the Sugarcane Breeding Institute, Coimbatore are CO86032, CO86249, CO93009, CO94008, CO97008, CO99004 and CO99006. Today we have discussed about the plant disease red rot of sugarcane caused by Calotrichum falcatum. Definitely, field of plant pathology comprises both the art of treating the sick plant and the science of understanding the nature of the disease plant. To obtain a clear understanding of the modern trends in phytopathology research, it may be necessary to briefly recapitulate the earlier development trends of the subject. Still, much needs to be done in the modernization of control measure against plant disease. Thank you. Thank you very much.